Welcome back to the Cine-Ops Podcast, and I hope you're doing all right. I'm doing all right. Everybody at my house was sick for a little bit, but we're all right. We're all right now. I hope you're doing good. I hope you've been watching movies. I hope you've been enjoying life. When I really say I hope you're all right, I mean it. I really hope that you're doing all right. And, sometimes I wish I was doing great. You can't, all right? You can't be great all the time. But you might be able to be all right. Let's see. The last episode we finished Cars 3. We're trying to get into some different movies. Some people were like, why are you always doing animated movies? I'm like, I don't know. That's what some people requested. That's what we were doing. So we're going to do some grown-up movies, I guess. I hope everybody's all right. I hope everybody's still with us. I hope you've been winning your battles. Whatever that might be. It could be an addiction, your health. Maybe you're in the middle of a physical battle. You're battling somebody. And, keep your hands up. Move your head. Yeah. You'll be all right. You'll be all right, mate. Hands up. Move your head. What else? What else can I say? I hope you guys are doing good. I welcome to the channel. I started posting on TikTok, making like short clips. Me personally, I don't like them. I'm not very great at editing, so they're not very cool. But it's what it's the bare bones of the show. That's what we do here. We do movies, right? We talk about the movies. So I posted a few. A lot of people came to check out the podcast. I got good numbers for the week, and welcome. So if you're first time here, I'm Alvi. What about me? All right, let me. If I had to do like a quick introduction, if I had to do a quick introduction to the show and to myself, without really stroking my ego, I don't want to do that, right? I want to be fair, humble. I'm a movie guy with story, a movie storytelling guy. That's what I am. If I had to sum up the podcast, welcome to the Cine-Ops Podcast. If you're new here, every episode I'll narrate and talk about a different movie, so that way when you walk away from here, you'll know, you can walk right into a different conversation and be like, oh yeah, in that movie, this and that, whatever. Now it's like you walked away, you saw the movie, but you were driving, maybe you fell asleep, maybe you're in your office, you can't really watch videos. There's the Spotify or whatever. Or if you do want to watch videos, I'm on YouTube too. Yeah, so I'm on YouTube, and pretty much what it is, I'll narrate the story, talk about it a little. Not really like in a critique kind of way, because shit like that, it annoys me. You know what I mean? I guess the difference between this podcast and like an official cinematic analysis, it's almost like having a beer with your bro, right? I'm me. You're having a drink with your boy. We're hanging out. If you don't drink, we're just chilling. And I'm talking about a movie. As to where like a movie analysis channel, they're like, it's like drinking wine with a snob. You know what I mean? You ever had a wine with somebody and they're like, oh, this wine, oh. And it's just annoying. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to talk about the movie in a fun way. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Don't snob it up for us. I want to have a good time. You know what I mean? I don't want to point out the bad. I want to point out the good. And so that's what I would say about this podcast. It's good vibes. We're chilling. It's funny, lighthearted. We're talking about movies. And we're all friends here. Me, I'm Alvi. My full name is Emilio Alvarado Torralba. My friends in the military called me Alvi, so I just stayed with Alvi. I do stand-up comedy sometimes. I make different kind of YouTube videos. I used to cook. I used to cook for a living. I was in the military, and now I do. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I hang out here most of the time. But yeah. Hopefully we get along. Hopefully you like listening to my stories. Well, they're not my stories. Well, hopefully you like listening along. If you want to contribute anything, email in the Cine-Ops@gmail.com. Or a comment on YouTube or on TikTok, whatever it is. I gotta get better at this, I think, but I'll work on it later. So for today's movie, right, we're doing 1990s, the movie Ghost. And when I was looking up the movie Ghost to watch it, first of all, nobody has it, right? It's not on Netflix, it's not on Prime, it's not even on Tubi, right? Tubi usually has everything. If you watch the ads, they'll have it. So I had I found it. But anyway, there's not a lot of it. There's not a lot. I know it's a movie that's been referenced a lot, but there's not a lot on it. Right? So if you want to see, what's the movie Ghost about? There's not a lot going on. Until now, I'm going to do it. Right? Like Thanos. I'm the Thanos of the movie. Nah. Thanos was pretty cool. So I don't want to say I'm Thanos, but I'm like the Black Panther. Could I be Black Panther? I'm the Black Thanos of the movie universe. So there's not much on the movie Ghost, right? And it's cool because it's referenced so much in different movies or in different pop culture, anything like that. But there isn't a lot to explain or anything like that. And anything that is explained is those snobby wine guys that I was telling you. It's like having a drink with some snobby wine people, and they're like, it's just it's not for me. You know what I mean? I mean, you could do it once, but if it's too many times, I'm not hanging out. So in the movie Ghost, right? We have Patrick Swayze, right? And he was Bodhi in Point Break. Was that Point Break? Yeah, he was Bodhi. He's a big actor, right? He's a big time guy. We like him. We love him. The movie industry loves him. He's gone. Rest in peace. But he was a pillar, right? Patrick was a pillar. And this is one of his movies. And Patrick Swayze, he's buddies with oh damn, I had the cast pulled up here, but now. All right, so in this movie we got Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, Whoopi Goldberg, and Tony Goldwyn. And these are the main characters, right? It's going to be Sam, Molly, Oda Mae Johnson, but no, Oda Mae Brown, which is Whoopi Goldberg's character, and then Carl, right? So we got Sam, Molly, Carl, and Oda, which is, I'm just going to call it Whoopi Goldberg. If you haven't been around, I'm just going to call them by their names. I'm going to mismatch. I'm going to forget what I'm talking about. But that's what we do here. It's a good vibe. So the way the movie starts off, right? It's Patrick Swayze, right? Sam and Molly and Carl, right? And they're like buddies, right? Sam is dating Molly, and Carl is Sam's best friend. They work together, everything like that. The trio, right? And they're like in New York. It's 1990. Maybe they probably did it in 89. So it's like 80s New York or 90s New York. And they're bankers. They're finance bros of the 90s. And they're remodeling a thing, there's like a big step for Patrick Swayze's character, Sam, because he's up for a promotion. He's making enough money. He's about to move in with Molly. Everything is good. Life is good. Life is good. Good night. That's it. That's the end of the movie. No. Life is good, right? And then there's some stuff going on. He's like a little nervous about stuff like that. There's like a little bit of a buildup. But we're getting to the meat and potatoes of the movie. So Sam, he gets ready for this next step, and he's with his bro Carl, his girl Molly. Life is good, and he's worried about the future, right? Because he's taking these big steps. And he kind of mentions like whenever something good happens, he's scared that something bad is going to happen. And I understand that. I understand that more than Patrick Swayze knows. I understand that. And they're working together because they're remodeling this apartment or this house in New York City that he bought. They're remodeling it. It's a lot of love and money that goes into the project, whatever it is. And they're working together. And then it's like the next day, right? So they're hanging out, fixing up the apartment. The next day they go to work. And they go to work and they're bankers, right? I mentioned he's up for a promotion. So he has to meet with this Japanese company, but at the same time he's managing this person's funds. And then that person's like, hey, I need these funds moved by 10 a.m. The Japanese company's here already. Oh, I'm late. Oh, let me ask my buddy. Sam's like, let me ask my best friend, Carl. Hey, Carl, I need you to move this money over to this account while I deal with this meeting. And his buddy's Carl's like, yeah, I'll do it for you. You're my bro. I'm going to need your number, your bank, financial bro bank number. But yeah, I'll do it for you real quick. Because they work together. They work in the same office. He trusts him. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to need your number, but I'll do it for you. He's like, all right, here you go. And he gives him his number. And he's like, all right, just make sure, discretion, right? Because this is my private number for my every account that I manage or whatever like that. My ID, essentially my security. He's like, yo, be careful because this is like a private, this is like directly related to me. Don't let nobody copy it, anything like that. And thanks for helping me out, bro. You're my bro. Thanks for helping me out, bro. So you got it. You got it, Patrick. So he helps him out. Doesn't think anything of it. He takes care of that account for him. He has the meeting with the Japanese company, and they go on about their business. They go on about their day. And then, he goes home. He goes home to Molly. Molly's like, she's like a potter. So she's always doing clay. And that's her therapy or whatever like that. And then, they love each other. That's what we kind of see. They love each other. Everything is good. Everything is perfect. We're perfect for each other. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong. Never say that. You should never say, at least now, nothing can go wrong. Oh, knock on wood. Boy, don't ever say that. Don't ever say, let me see. In my life, don't ever say, at least it can get any worse. Knock on wood. Nothing can go wrong. At least it's not raining. I learned that one in the Marines. At least it's not raining. Don't ever say nothing like that. So that's what they say. She's like, oh, yeah, we're going to move it. Everything's great. Nothing could go wrong. So the next day, Patrick Swayze, he's at work being a finance bro, and he's doing the computer, right? He's on the computer, 1990s computer, and he's like, hey, something's weird. Something's wrong with these numbers, whatever. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with these accounts. I don't know what's going on with these numbers. And Carl walks in. Carl, his buddy. He's like, hey, Sam, what are you up to? He's like, I can't talk right now, Carl. Something's wrong with these accounts, right? Something's wrong with these accounts that I gave you the number and my information to access. Something's not adding up. And Carl's like, oh, word? Obviously, we see what's going on. Carl's like, oh, word? What's going on? He's like, no, there's too much money in these different accounts. There's like $4 million that's not adding up or whatever like that. I got to figure it out. And Carl's like, okay, yeah, no problem. Hey, you want to get dinner tonight? You want to get dinner tonight or anything? And he's like, nah, I got to go take Molly. I'm taking her to go see whatever. We're going to take her to go see this play. He's like, all right, talk to you later. We see what's going on. We see what's happening. So Carl's like, all right, see you later. So then we see Molly and Sam, and they went to the theater. I think either they're coming out of the theater, and they're like, let's just walk down this alley. They're like, let's just walk down this alley. Look, here's a perfect alley. It's a little dark, but let's go. So they go down this alley, and this guy comes out, this mugger, this pissed off mugger, and he's like, give me your wallet. Give me your wallet. Give me your wallet. Right? His name's Willie. We find that out later. His mugger named Willie, he comes out. He's like, give me your wallet. Give me your money. And Sam's like, no, hey, let her go. He's like, she's like, I'll give her the money. He's like, no. Whatever. They scuffle. They fight. A gun goes off. Right? So they both get scared. Willie takes off running. Sam takes off running after him. And he's like, hey, get back here. Right? But the dude gets away. Sam comes back to check on Molly. And Molly is holding Sam's body. Sam is bleeding out. Molly's crying over him. And Sam's like, wait a second. What's going on? And Sam is officially a ghost. That's the name of the movie. Sam's a ghost. When the gun went off, Sam got shot. He died. He bled out. He died. Molly is taking care of him. She's crying for him. And the only reason he was able to chase Willie and try to catch him and Willie got away is because he's not real. He has no body. He's a ghost, an apparition. He's an apparition. And Sam actually died. So now he's like, what's going on? No, right? What are you going to do? You were just alive a second ago. You got to adjust. It takes you a second to adjust. So he's like, no, what's going on? And as he's trying to figure out what's going on, there's a bright light. A bright light from the sky turns on, and he's looking at it. He's like, no, wait. No, but he doesn't go, right? He goes with Molly. They take his body to the hospital, right? And he's like sitting in the waiting room because he can't talk to anybody. No, he's a ghost. So he's just kind of like pacing back and forth in the hospital. And, the docs tell Molly, they're like, I'm sorry, ma'am. There's nothing we could do. I'm sorry, ma'am. There's nothing we could do. I'm sorry, we lost him. And Molly, Demi Moore, short hair, she's like, no, Sam, we were supposed to get married. All this good stuff was supposed to happen. But now none of it was going to happen. And Sam, he's standing next to her, but nobody could see him. He could see everything. He's like, no, Molly, no. But he's frustrated. He sits down. He's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. What am I going to do? I don't know what to do. And while Sam's sitting there, an old man comes up to him. And he's like, you're new, huh? And Sam, he's shocked because nobody, nobody can see him. And he's like, you're new, huh? I could tell. He's like, what? You can. And this man's a ghost. This man's a ghost at the hospital. And he says, like, You know, he's like, oh, yeah, it's going to take some time to get used to, but, you know, he kind of gives him a little, you're welcome. Hey, welcome. Hey, how are you? Welcome to the afterlife. And he's like, yeah, it's going to take you a few, you know, I've been here for decades, this and whatever. And then we see it happen to somebody on the surgery table, right? Somebody over there. And then the old man's like, oh, he's a goner. I've seen it thousands of times. He's a goner. And then we see the guy on the surgery table. He kind of like, you see him shake and die. And then you see his soul come up. His soul comes up. Now he's a ghost. Whatever. So now Sam's adjusting, right? Sam's adjusting to being dead. The next day, the next few days, he's at his own funeral as a ghost. He's watching his own funeral. And he's kind of following Molly around because he loves her. That's kind of what his life was. So now that's kind of what he's stuck doing. So he's kind of following Molly around. And he's sad. Everybody's sad. And then when he follows Molly home to her apartment, Carl knocks on her door. And he's like, hey, Molly, I just want to tell you how sorry I am for everything, for your loss. And I'm here. I'm here if you ever need anything. Whatever. And then Sam's like, Carl, what a great friend you are. Thanks, Carl. Right, then Molly leaves. Or then Carl leaves. Molly goes upstairs to shower or whatever. And then somebody else sneaks into the house. Somebody breaks into the house. And he's kind of like sneaking around. And it's the same mugger, Willie. It's the same mugger. He's at her house. And he's looking around. He's looking around for everything. And Sam, since he's a ghost, he's like, what are you? You're the mugger that killed, like, you know, nobody can hear him. But he's like, you're the mugger that killed me. What's going on? What's going on? And so now Sam is piecing together, like, this mugger didn't kill me on accident, right? He didn't run into me after the theater. Somebody sent this mugger after me. And now he's looking for something in Molly's house. What's going on? He can't stop him, but at least he can follow him, right? So the mugger, he leaves. He's looking around. He's looking for something. You can tell he's looking for something. But the mugger doesn't find it, and he leaves, right? And Sam follows him. So Sam's following him all through the city. He's taking the bus. He's taking the subway. He's in. I think he gets to his apartment, and he goes to his apartment. And Sam's in the apartment, and he sees Willie, right? And Willie calls somebody on the rotary phone. Where you go? Right? He calls him and says, yeah, no, I didn't get it. Nah, just give me a few days. I'll get it. I'll find it. So now we know. It's confirmed. Willie is working for somebody. Somebody sent him in there. We don't know what's going on. Sam doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know. So how can I protect her? How can I get to the bottom of this? And he's pissed, right? So he leaves. He leaves Willie's apartment. He's like in the Bronx somewhere, and like, just right in some he's in the Bronx. He's in like a not a great neighborhood, I want to say. And he's kind of walking down the sidewalk. He doesn't know where to go. He's just walking. He's walking down the sidewalk as a ghost. For whatever reason, as he's walking down the street, he sees a sign that says psychic advisor, right? And he's like, I don't know why he decides to go in there. Maybe he heard something. And he's like, let me just go in here. So he walks in there. And the psychic is Whoopi Goldberg. And Whoopi Goldberg, in the 90s, she was like, she was a star. I haven't kept up with her. But back in the day, if she was in a movie, it's going to be funny. It's going to be good. So she's the psychic advisor. And she's in here. She has a crystal ball. She has some helpers. And she's like doing the guessing game, right? So Stan walks in and he can see everything, right? Because he's a ghost. He's on the other side of the psychic advisor that talks to ghosts. Sam's on the other side. Humans can't hear Sam. Nobody can see or hear Sam. And he can see Whoopi Goldberg, right? And she's doing these readings for this family that missed their dead relatives. And she's kind of like, you could tell she's like guessing. And she's like, oh, he says he loves you. He says hello. He says good morning, whatever. And she's like doing the guessing game. And Sam's like, what a bunch of crock shit. He says like, what a load of shit. What a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean? He's calling her out like, oh, this is so fake. And Whoopi Goldberg, even though she's a fake psychic, she goes, who? Yeah, she noticed. She heard that Patrick Swayze said, what a load of shit. She heard that, but she keeps doing the reading for this person, right? And so as Whoopi Goldberg, she keeps doing the reading. Sam keeps talking shit, right? He's like, oh, yeah, why don't you take another 20 from her? Why don't you take all her money? And Whoopi Goldberg, every time, she's like, she's like looking around. She's like, who said that? And it started to get to her. She's like, who is that? So Whoopi Goldberg, she freaks out. And she's like, who's saying that? And then everybody else in the room is like, What's going on? Hey, calm down, calm down. She's like standing up. She's running around the room, and Sam's like, wait, you can hear me? Wait, you can hear me? Say my name. Say Sam if you could hear me. So Whoopi Goldberg, she's freaking out. And she's like, Sam, wait, right? She says his name. So now there's something, right? Sam's like, okay, this girl who's a fake sidekick, but for whatever reason she can hear me. I'm gonna be able to talk to her and help my girlfriend figure out what's going on. Finish this unfinished business I have here. So Whoopi Goldberg, she goes home and Sam follows her, right? And she can't see Sam. She can only hear him. So he's talking to her. He's telling her everything. Like, listen, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why you can hear me. I don't know I don't know how I'm a ghost. I don't know how I'm here. This and that. And he kind of tells him the plans. Like, look, I'm not leaving you alone until you help me, until this gets done. So I need you to call this number, right? So she calls Molly's number. And she's like, hey, Molly, this is going to sound crazy, but, my name's Whoopi Goldberg. This is going to sound crazy, but Sam says this, or Sam says that. And she's like, what? Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but Sam, he said he loves you and he wants to do this. He wants to get in touch with you somehow. And she kind of starts, Molly doesn't believe her, of course, right? Somebody calls you, though, hey, whatever. She doesn't believe him at first. So Sam convinces her, since Sam doesn't have to sleep, Whoopi Goldberg does, he's like singing up all night, annoying her. He's like annoying her, convincing her to help him. And she finally agrees, right? Whoopi Goldberg is going to help her. Whoopi Goldberg is going to help him. So she's like, all right, I'll help you. So now she has to go down there and meet with Molly. So now Sam wants her to meet. But before they meet, Carl, the best friend, he goes to check on Molly. And he's like, Molly, how are you? How you holding up? This and that. Can we get a lunch or whatever, right? He's a little flirty, a little checking on her. And she's like, I don't know. I just had a weird phone call, this and that. This psychic, she said she knows Sam. And he's like, oh, that's what they do. They try to play on your emotions, try to get you to pay. And she's like, well, she didn't ask for any money. She was just telling me all these things that were exactly right. Everything that she said was exactly right. Something that only Sam would know, something that only Sam would do. Right? And Carl's like, oh, that's what they do. They're professionals at scheming. She's like, and then she told me that the guy that killed him, he lives over here and that his name is Willie whatever. And then when she says that, Carl, you see his face change, right? He's like, no, that can't be right. That's weird, right? No, that's a lie. But now we know that Carl's behind everything. Carl, who took Sam's code in the beginning, moved some money around to do whatever, and then when Sam realized that the money was moved around, Carl decided he was going to kill him. And he sent Willie, a Puerto Rican from the Bronx, he sent Willie to go mug him when he left the theater. And he killed him. But now Sam's a ghost. Sam's watching everything. Sam can talk to Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg is going to help Molly and help settle this business. Whoopi Goldberg is going to help solve everything. And then we see Carl, right? He goes down to the Bronx. He goes to Willie's apartment and he's talking to him. And he's like, Willie, what's going on? This and that. Somebody said your name. She knows you did it. This and that. And Sam followed Carl there. So now everything what we just realized, Sam is realizing as well. It was Carl. His best friend Carl set him up from the beginning, from when he asked for his help. Oh, can you move this money around for me? He's like, yeah. Oh, $4 million is missing. I'm going to kill you. Willie killed him. He's a ghost. I'm going to, So now Sam is realizing that Carl was behind everything. And he's hurt. He doesn't know what to do. So then Carl, he's still like kind of flirty and towards Molly. So then another night, on a different night, he goes back up to her apartment. He goes to an apartment. And he's like, oh, I'm just checking on you. Things are stressful, this and that. Let me take my shirt off. Ooh, I have abs. Oh, let me serve some wine. Oh, let's sit on the couch, listen to records. Whatever it is, right? He's trying to seduce her. But Sam's in there. And he's like, no, get away from her. I'm a ghost and I hate you. Right? So Sam is so pissed off. He wants to stop everything, but he's a ghost, right? He can't touch anything. And then through his anger, he's trying to throw stuff around, and for whatever reason, he knocks over a phone book or a vase, or it was a picture of them, a picture of Sam and Molly. He knocks it over, even though he's a ghost. He knocks it over, and he tries to do it again, right? But Molly sees it. Carl and Molly, they see it, and they're like, "Oh, so no, we have," kind of snaps her out of the seduction, and she's like, "No, I can't do this." She snaps to her senses. I can't do this. So Carl's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't, my bad. I was just hella horny. I'm sorry. you know how that apology goes. Oh, sorry. So he leaves, right? And Sam, he realizes that like, if he somehow he can touch, something. So he goes down to the subway. And I don't know if he ran into this ghost earlier, but he goes into the subway. He's looking through all the carts, and eventually he sees him. And there's this guy, right? He reminds me of my friend. But anyway, there's this crazy looking guy, and we realize he's a ghost, right? And then he's crazy. So he's like, what are you doing on my subway card? Right? He like slaps things out of people's hands. Like people are reading newspapers, brown grocery bags, everything. He's like slapping shit out of people's hands. He's like a ghost that's like a dick, right? He's like, he's one of those ghosts that haunts. And Sam's like, I'm not leaving until you show me how to do that. So I guess he agrees. He agrees to it. So now they're at the subway, and he's from a ghost that can touch stuff to a ghost that Sam the ghost. He's trying to teach him how to move stuff, but he's crazy, right? So Sam's trying to move a bottle cap on the subway ground. He's trying to move a bottle cap, and the dude's like, "You're still trying to move it with your hand, but you don't have a hand. We're dead. We're this and that. You need to take all your emotions, everything you have, everything you feel, and you move it with that." Right? And Sam's like, "I can't. I don't know. I don't know how to be a ghost." He's like, "You got to do it like this, whatever, like that." And eventually, after time and time again, after so much time, he does it, right? He knocks a sneaker off the trash can. He moves the thing. And then the ghost is like, "There you go. Now you're doing it." Sam's like, "Oh, thanks, man." It's like, "How long you been here?" Right? Because every ghost, when you really think about it, every ghost has a story. How they died. Right? And he's like, Sam's like, how long you been here? And he's like, "Since they pushed me." He died on the subway. That's why he's there, I guess. Right? He's been there for so long. He died there. He's trapped there. And he's crazy, right? And he can touch things, and he breaks the glass to a vending machine, a cigarette vending machine. And he's like, "Oh, if I could just, imagine being a smoker, bro. Imagine being a ghost of a smoker, and you just want to hit another. Oh, I can't even imagine wanting a cigarette as a smoker." So he's like, "Oh, you think I'm crazy?" And then for whatever reason, he runs away, jumps into the subway. Because, yeah, he was crazy. So now Sam has this new weapon, right? He could touch things. He can physically touch things sometimes. So he goes to Whoopi Goldberg, and he's like, "I got a plan. You're gonna go to the bank. I'm gonna give you all the information you need to know, and you're gonna take the $4 million, and you're gonna withdraw it. You're gonna close this account. And this is the account that Carl was trying to move money through." Right? So Whoopi Goldberg, she gets dressed up, and it's super funny because she's a comedian. She goes down to the bank, and she's like, and Sam's telling her all the answers. Like, "Oh, tell her you want to open up this and this. Tell her you need this form. And no matter what she says, I'm going to give you the answers." Right? Because, if you dress a certain way, or if you're a certain race, they're going to look at you different at the bank. I can say that. But, so they're like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "What is it you're doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, I need to open up, I don't know." But he's like, "Oh, I need this, and I need this form, and I need this, and I need this." And so the lady's like, "Okay, well, those are all the right answers, so here you go." And she's like, and who was it you're here to see again?" And Sam's like, "Tell her you're here to see Mr. whatever. And she's like, "Okay, I'll get him on the line, or I'll go get him for you." And then they go and tell him, and they're like, "Hey, sir, this lady's here to see you." And she's like, "Who is it?" And Sam's like, "Hey, tell them that you were at the Christmas party, and you talked to them for like an hour and a half, and ask them how this kid and this kid are doing. Ask them how they're doing, whatever." So Whoopi Goldberg's like, "Oh yeah, you don't remember we talked and we this and this. How's your kids doing? This and that. How's your wife?" And then dude's like, "Okay, yeah, oh okay." He was super drunk, so he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah. What can I do for you?" She's like, "Oh, I just need to withdraw this, close this account, whatever." And she's like, "Oh, really? And what's can I see your ID and anything like that?" So they check, everything's all right, everything checks out. He's like, "Okay, let me just let me close this account for you." And he closes the account, gives her a check for $4 million. $4 million now is like 9.28 million. So that's a lot of money. Would I smoke my best friend for that? Nah, I just don't have. I have a conscience now, right? I can't. But Carl would. Carl would smoke his best friend for 9.28 mil. So Whoopi Goldberg, Sam's like, "All right, we did it. We got the money. This is gonna mess up Carl's plan. We got the upper hand right now." And then as Whoopi Goldberg and Sam are leaving the bank, Molly sees Whoopi Goldberg, and she remembers because they met one time. And she's like, "Oh, aren't you whatever?" But she leaves right before Molly could say anything. So then later that day, All right, Carl's in his office, and he's looking at the computer. He's like, no. Oh, no. Right? He's like, no. Hey, is everybody's computer acting weird? Where's my 9 million? Or where's my 4 mil? So now whatever plan he had with those 4 mil, he owed it to somebody or whatever it is. Right now he has a problem because his 4 million are missing. Right? So Carl, he's panicking about the 4 mil. And then later that night, he meets up with Molly because they were supposed to go to dinner. And she mentions, oh, yeah, I saw that fortune teller. I saw her at the bank, and her name was this and that. And the name that she told her was the same name that closed out the account. So he's like, oh, I got to find her. So he calls up Willie, right? Willie, the mugger. And he goes over to Whoopi Goldberg's apartment, right? And Sam, since he's with Whoopi Goldberg, he looks out the window. He's like, we got to get out of here. They're coming to kill you right now. And then, so Whoopi Goldberg's like, oh, yeah, let's get out of here. I don't want to get killed. So they start running away from Willie. So they're running from Willie. Willie's chasing them to the apartment. And as they're getting away, Sam is trying to protect Whoopi Goldberg with his ghost powers, right? Like smacking things, tricking Willie. And then as Willie's panicking, right? Because he's like, oh, this is a ghost. This is supernatural. I'm scared. It's dark. It's the Bronx. So he's running out. It's nighttime. He runs out into the street and gets hit by a car. And Sam's right behind him. And we see Willie, right? He died. He's hit by the car. He died. He's on the street. And you see his soul come out, right? His ghost come out. But it's not the same like when Sam died. When Sam died, his ghost came out. Bright light. Sam didn't want to go. So now Willie died. His soul came out. And then you hear these horrible screams like the Dementors from Harry Potter. And these shadows start coming up out the ground. And Willie's looking around at them and he's like, oh, no. And they're screaming and they start grabbing him and they start dragging him down to hell. And so Sam's like, oh, I'm glad I was a good person, right? Because they take Willie to hell. So now he has to save Molly. So he's like, Whoopi Goldberg, let's go. They got to go save Molly. They go over to Molly. They go over to her apartment, and Molly's like, no, I'm not gonna open the door because you're a scammer. You're conning me. Whatever. And Whoopi Goldberg's like, no, Sam, he's really here. And she's telling him everything. And Sam's like, hey, tell her about this. Tell her about this dress. Tell her about this time we went this way. Tell her about this. And then Sam always had a habit in real life. Molly would be like, oh, I love you, Patrick Swayze. And he would say ditto, which means, I guess it means me too, same. So she would get mad at him for not saying I love you. And Molly's like, no, I loved him. And then Sam's like, hey, tell her I said ditto. And Whoopi's like, hey, Sam says ditto. Which that's only something they knew. And she's like, oh, this must be real. So Sam's like, hey, put a penny under the door. And then he starts moving the penny, right? So she's like, oh my God, this is a ghost and I'm not scared. For whatever reason, she's like, this is a ghost and I'm not scared because it's Patrick Swayze. And she's like, okay. She believes him. And then they come inside and they start talking. And Whoopi Goldberg's like, I don't know what happened. I can hear him. He wants to help you. It was Carl. It was Carl this whole time. Whatever. And then she's like, oh, I wish I could just see him or whatever one last time or feel him somehow. And Whoopi Goldberg's like, all right, you can possess my body for a few minutes and do whatever you got to do. And then, Sam possesses her. Now, and now we can see Molly and Sam. They're hugging each other. They're smelling each other. And for the first time, they're like, oh, I missed you. I missed you so much. Oh, it's a beautiful moment. Another beautiful moment that's always referenced in the movies. Remember how she's a potter? Well, when he was a ghost and she was alone, he would come at night. He came at night. But he came in the night. It was a super, super special moment. And she was doing pottery, right? Because when she can't sleep, she's doing pottery. And he's behind her. And it's like this beautiful sensual moment between a woman, her clay, and a ghost. And they're just feeling the clay and feeling each other. That's the main scene of the movie Ghost, is when they're doing clay together, they're in love, So now they're having a beautiful moment. Patrick Swayze is holding her and kissing her, but it's really Whoopi Goldberg's body. And then that moment's ruined by Carl. Because when Carl was at the office, Sam was there with him. Carl was like, no, where's all the money? Where's my $4 million? And then Sam was messing with them by like rolling chairs across the office, doing this, typing stuff on the computer, typing the name Sam. And Carl's like, oh, damn. All right, so Carl's freaked out. Now he's going to go attack Molly. And then Patrick Swayze's having the moment with Molly. Carl's there to kill her. Carl has a gun. Patrick Swayze's a ghost. He can't do nothing. So really, it's Whoopi Goldberg and Molly in an apartment. Carl's chasing him with a gun because he's ready to kill him. So Sam's like, you guys got to run up the fire escape, whatever it is. You guys got to get out of here, right? So they're like in the area that the area that they were trying to, I guess, refurbish in the beginning. But Sam's able to kind of fight him off because he could like turn on the stove and smack them and touch things as a ghost, right? So now Carl is chasing the girls to the apartment and stuff, right? Because Carl was like, I'm gonna kill him if you don't give me the codes. I'm gonna kill him, this and that. So meet me at this place. So they're there and they're attacking him, right? So he told Sam, he's like, meet me at 11 o'clock with the codes for the money, or I'm gonna kill everybody, including Whoopi Goldberg. So they meet up at 11, and it's at this place that they were refurbishing. You know what I mean? And like the girls are there. He caught them. So Carl has everybody cornered, the girls, and then he has a gun to Molly's head. He has a gun to Molly's head, and he's like, "Just give me the money, and I'll let him go. I promise I'll let him go." And Sam slaps the gun out of his hand, right? Pushes him up against the wall. So now Carl's like fighting him. He doesn't know what to fight because he's a ghost. He's invisible. But Sam's like smacking him with the wood, with the 2x4. Ooh, hitting him with this, tripping him in the dark, everything like that. Carl's panicking. He doesn't know where to run. He takes a giant, like a crane hook, right, from where they're lifting stuff up, and he swings it trying to hit somebody. And Sam's just looking at him like, boom, the thing swings past him. And as Carl's trying to jump out the window, the crane hook breaks the glass of the window, and a giant shard of glass stabs Carl in the chest. Boom, dies. And his soul comes out, right? His ghost comes out. And his ghost is standing there, and he's like, Sam? Right? He's kind of crying a little bit because, like, he did all this. He killed his best friend, everything like that. And now he's dead, right? So he's looking at Sam. And he's like, Sam? And the Dementors come out, right? Those shadows come out. And they're coming for him, right? And they grab his ass, and they drag him to hell. What a piece of shit. Carl's a piece of shit. They drag his ass to hell. So Sam, a ghost, he saved the day. He saved his friends, his girlfriend. He saved Whoopi and his girlfriend. And his unfinished business has been finished. So he's standing there. Carl died, got dragged to hell. His friends are safe. And that bright light turns on again, right? The bright light to the next world. The bright light to the next realm. It turns on. And they could see it. Molly and Whoopi, they could see it. Sam sees it. And Molly's like, oh my God. And she could see Sam again for like a few seconds. She could see Sam again. And it's like a beautiful moment. Oh my God, Sam. And they kiss. They give each other the deepest kiss imaginable. Oh. They kiss. They say their goodbyes. And he looks at Whoopi Goldberg and he's like, I'll miss you. Because they became friends. He was like annoying her. She was a psychic. She was like a fake psychic. He was a real ghost. They worked together. They annoyed each other. But they became friends. And he's like, I'll miss you. And she's like, I miss you too. You're all right. He's like, all right. Peace. And he walks into the light. He walks into the light. Into heaven. He went to heaven. That was cool. And he saved Molly. He stopped his friend from killing everybody and stealing $4 million. Stopped Willie. Saved his friend. Saved Whoopi Goldberg. Saved her business probably. And he went to heaven. Hey, that's all right. And that was the movie Ghost. 1990, Ghost, Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, Whoopi Goldberg. That's pretty cool. That's all right. That's cool. I don't think I've seen them because it's like a ghost movie, but it's not, you know what I mean? It's not The Conjuring, right? So it's not even scary, I don't think. But it's a cool story. They don't make them like that anymore, I feel. Which is an interesting time for movies, you know what I mean? Because it's like, me personally, a lot of movies that are coming out now, I don't think are great. They're not pillars, they're fillers, right? So it's a good time to go back and revisit movies, revisit great movies, or revisit movies that weren't so great, but the story was pretty cool. And that's what we do here, the Cine-Ops Podcast, where maybe a movie wasn't great, but it was pretty cool. What do you guys think about it? Yeah, so be a good person. Be a good person or you'll get dragged to hell. Really is the movie. Don't betray your friends for money or you get dragged to hell. Let me know what movies you want to do next. I have an idea for the next ones. I think I have a list somewhere for the next movies. You know what it is? You know what I noticed? I might have to start redoing movies that I did when I first started the podcast. I started the podcast in 2018. I did a few things. They weren't a few movies. Maybe it wasn't the best quality. I definitely don't have a video of it. Then I think I would, hopefully I've gotten a little bit better, right? So I think if I redo some of the movies that seem to be everybody's favorite, at least the episodes, specifically I'm talking about The Sandlot. The Sandlot is my most downloaded episode, and I did that so long ago. I feel like I could do it better, right? Because it is a cool movie, and I feel like maybe I could do it better. I don't want to go back and listen to it because I know how bad I could. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you go back enough, you'll see hopefully the progression of the episode of the podcast, right? We got a light, we got the mics, we're doing better. So I might redo a few episodes. I might do a few new movies, a few different movies. You can always email in, let me know what you guys want to listen to. Cine-Ops at Gmail, Cine-Ops Pod at Gmail. Just Alvi21 on Instagram or YouTube, I think. Just reach out, right? Just reach out through email or comment on wherever you see this, comment whatever movie you want to see next, and I'll probably see it somehow. A lot of people listen on Spotify or Apple Music. Comment on there, I'll probably see it. I hope you guys enjoyed the movie. I hope I did a good job. I hope you think I'm doing a good job. Let me know if I'm not. I'll see you next time. See you next time for the next episode. Stay safe. Drink water. Enjoy movies. Have a good time with movies. You know what I mean? That's what I think. You know what I mean? Try to have a good time to enjoy the movie, not be a snob. Don't be a snob. Nobody likes a snob. I'll see you next time.